Hello and welcome to the Ecom Sales Tax Podcast. My name's Ryan Johnson, and as a special treat, once again, we got Jason Parr on with us. Jason, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hey, Ryan, it's great to see you. I'm doing great, thanks. Glad to be here.
All right, we'll just jump right into it. Question I've got for you today is, Peisner Johnson is unique, a unique accounting firm. And I just want to ask you, why companies continue to go with us despite having a CPA already? Well, what do we offer that benefits companies, I guess?
Hey, this is a great question. We have worked with CPA and other accounting firms for decades now, and we have been a registered CPA firm for decades, except we're a registered CPA firm that specifically specializes our efforts in state and local tax, primarily sales tax. We like to say we are the sales tax people. And so in doing that, we don't really compete with traditional CPA firms and accounting firms in the type of work that they do. In fact, many of you know Andy Johnson, one of our founding partners at Peisner Johnson, and he has been on a crusade to educate CPAs and accounting firms for several years now. He's written books, he speaks at events, webinars, etc., to really try to help CPAs understand the issues related to state and local tax. And in all of those interactions, we find very few CPAs that really want to dig in deep to state and local tax and actually understand the nuances associated with what we do. And due to that, we have developed important relationships with CPAs and accounting firms, because there's no doubt that they have clients that are facing difficulties in relation to sales and use tax specifically. I like to say that sales and use tax is a margin tax, because if you don't collect tax when you had a willing customer and you didn't know you had a responsibility to do so, and at a later date money comes out of your own pocket with penalty and interest, we call it the biggest tragedy in sales tax. But because it's a transactional tax, I call it a margin tax, because it's due at 7%, 8%, 10%. And if it goes uncollected and comes out of your own pocket with penalty and interest, and your company functions on 10, 15, 20% margins, those are dollars that are working right against your margin, which is a little bit different than an income tax. So CPAs usually are aware of issues or concerns. They're also someone that clients go to readily and have an anticipation that they will know these things, know the concerns that they should face. And so we become a good partner when it relates specifically to sales and use tax. That relates to doing nexus studies, looking at where your footprint might be. Especially in the last year and a half, a lot of individuals are very familiar with Wayfair and economic nexus. We help clients become compliant through registrations and voluntary disclosure programs. Every effort we make is to help clients become compliant while mitigating the actual dollars that come out of their own pocket. Once they're registered where they need to be, then we prepare and file sales and use tax returns, make payments for those returns, and then help beyond that in relation to consistently looking at their footprint. We offer audit support to help them in sales and use tax audits. And we do that nationwide and in Canada. And then something that's important that a lot of people don't always think about is the tax recovery side of sales and use tax. So in all of our relationships with CPAs, we engage in these specific state and local tax consulting services across the board. We've engaged in each one of these types of services through our relationships with CPAs who simply don't have the time or energy or opportunity to really understand exactly what we do, but know that we're going to take care of their clients in these situations.
So really, we don't, like you said, we don't compete with CPA firms. We're really complementary to the services they're already providing for their clients. But what does like a relationship with a CPA look like? You know, do we kind of take over the account? I mean, how does it look to like a client when we partner with a CPA?
Yeah, another great question. You know, sometimes there's the worry that you're going to take over or be actually take that client from a CPA. We like to let CPAs know that as a complimentary service, we're helping clients stay with CPAs that they love rather than moving to another place that may be able to offer CPA-like services, but also may have a state and local tax arm. And so the relationship that we have is typically, it can be working with the CPA who's working with their client, or it can be a one-to-one relationship where we're working with the client specifically on state and local tax needs that they have. There's a combination of different ways that we can engage, but our role is to support and help the client specifically as it relates to sales and use tax.
Excellent. Well, that's the last question from me. But if this is something that you're looking for, a service that needs to be done, maybe you're looking forward to find out what your nexus exposure is and how you can work with us and see just kind of what you need to do next, please find the link down below so you can schedule your free kind of nexus consultation with us. And Jason, thank you again for being on with us today. Grateful for the information, and we hope to see you on another one.
Great. You bet, Ryan. Great to be here.